Hey guys, just a real quick update on the garden since we've planted some things. You can see right here behind me, our okra has germinated. It's coming in. The beets that we planted, they're just starting to stick up a little bit. You can't really see those well. And the corn, you can see the corn here. We have a few little shoots that have germinated, not nearly as many as I was hoping. I was hoping for about twice that. So we'll see if we have any kind of corn harvest or not. But so far everything's going okay. You can see the cucumbers here are really starting to die back. They have a lot of brown to them, and the ones that are forming are kind of like runts or kind of half formed. So you can tell that they're starting to die back. So I'll probably pull those up in the next couple weeks and get ready for the next wave of tomatoes. So I have 3 varieties of tomatoes that I'm going to plant, and I'll let you know what those are once they have all germinated. They're right now hanging out in the greenhouse and just little tiny sprigs right now, so we are waiting for them to get a little bigger before we bring them out to our garden. But stay tuned and we'll let you know what's going on soon. And also, as a surprise, we're going to go back in these the woods or the little forest area back here and let you know what we found. It's a surprise. And before we take you to the surprise, I want to show you our squash update. So these were the different winter squashes. We have a delicata or delicata, or however you say that. We have some other winter squashes here, butternut squash, and some more here. So hopefully those will continue to do well. They've sprouted really nicely for me. We still have a few zucchini down there at the end that are holding on. Our pumpkins are still out here in the back of the garden. And like I said, our cucumbers, they're not doing too well. You can see there's a few of them in here, but they're looking kind of sad. So we'll be pulling those up pretty soon. So join me back here at the back of the property to see what we have discovered. So let's see what this is. This is the back side of our house with our garden. You can see all the pumpkins and zucchini and squash still growing. But over here, past the tree line, is the forest and a surprise. Vince found this vine hanging down, and it so happens that it has some fruit on it. These are called muscadine grapes, and they make a very tasty jelly. And some people make wine with them. Some just like to eat them. You see some more up there? What do you have there, Vince?
Looks like a wild muscadine vine.
What? How is this in our backyard? We've never seen this. We've been here 10 years and never saw this vine. What? We found muscadines, wild muscadines. All right, gonna make up a quick muscadine jelly. All right, so I've boiled down and smashed the muscadines, and they're almost ready to strain. Okay, and now I'm going to strain the liquid and the muscadines into a bowl to get all the skins and the seeds out so that we can just do our jelly. All right, so after we cooked our muscadines and strained them and got all the seeds and the skins off, we are left with our grape juice here and a little bit of pulp in there. And we're gonna use this to make our muscadine jelly. Okay, added a little bit of pectin and a tiny bit of butter to our grape mixture here, our muscadine mixture. And as soon as it comes to a boil, I'm going to add some sugar and stir it until it comes to a boil again, and then our jelly will be ready. We'll be able to jar it. All right, there's our jelly. It's about done, and I'm gonna jar it up. All right, out of 1 cup of fruit, I was able to get 2 little jars of jelly. So this is our muscadine jelly. You can see I've been busy with some tomato sauce and some cucumbers that I pickled. That's some strawberry jam over there. So now we've got muscadine jelly. All right, so here's our muscadine vine today, and the reason it's down here on the ground is this branch fell off the tree. In fact, we didn't even know the muscadines were way up there in the tree until this branch fell. And that's how Vince found the muscadines. He thought, what is that? So now that we know they're back here, we're gonna go try to look for some more. So let's go on a little adventure and see what we can find in our woods. And one bit of advice is always wear some gloves. Our woods are filled with poison oak or poison ivy or poison stuff. So here's an example right here entwined with these muscadines are leaves of 3. So we have the poem that says, leaves of 3, leave them be, because they are most likely poisonous. So I'm going to stay away from any leaves of 3 and try not to touch them when I forage for more muscadines. All right, so we're going to go on a little adventure through the woods. Like I said, take some gloves, and it's handy too if you take some kind of tool. I've got this tool here, just because you never know when you're going to come upon a snake or something that you might want to take a sample of to see what it is. So yeah, let's go. The other thing our woods have are lots of branches with thorns on them. And so I have on my tall rubber boots for snakes and for thorns. So we're in the woods behind our house. Lots of deer out here. We've seen foxes, we've heard coyotes, all kinds of different animals that you'll hear mostly at night. But today, we're just looking to see what else we might find out here. At the very back of the woods, way down there, is a creek, and that's where all the animals like to go drink their water. A lot of fallen trees back here. Alright, so this bush or vine or whatever is interesting. I think it was a wild blackberry bush at some point. You can see where the blackberries have kind of dried up here on the vine. These were little tiny ones, and we found these a couple years ago. They were really tart and not very good to eat. They were really small. But yeah, so these were some little tiny wild blackberries. Not a very good variety. It's pretty quiet out here. Every now and then you'll hear a bird fly off. Yeah, it's very peaceful. Unfortunately, I don't see anything else that resembles food. So I think the woods are just going to stay the woods for now. This footage was taken by Vince. He went down to the creek, and you can see that it's a pretty good sized creek, and when it rains it gets really full. There's a few trees that are down back here as well, but it's a really pretty little creek, and you can see why the animals are drawn to it. And you can see a couple of deer from our camera, and if you stay tuned to the very end, you'll see bonus footage from an owl. Yeah, so that's about it for the woods. Again, here's another branch with some thorns. You can kind of see how big they are, about as big as my fingernail. So if you run into them, they can cause quite the prickly prick. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoy our muscadine video. See you next time. Bye.
Right here. Like a little bit further, slow down. Right there.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, don't move anymore. That's it. Stop.
That's good. I got him.
Yeah, he's moving his head. Anybody coming? There's everything in here. Wow. See him? Right there?
Oh, yeah. The camera's not on him.